Welcome to Helicopter Explainer, where we are wishing you, all our followers, all our subscribers, a happy new year that is prosperous and that will bring joy. We did last year a question about the Land Act, and we dealt from Section 1 of the Land Act to all matters affecting land. Our viewers wrote asking if we are able to deal with the question of adverse possession. And when many wanted to understand what is the concept of adverse possession. When we are talking about adverse possession, is a simple question, but a very complicated legal question. Ask yourself, have you ever seen people who are not owners of land, who have not bought land, who have not paid anything, walk to court and say this land now belongs to us, and the court gives them your own land, that they invoke the principle of adverse possession? Have your parents died and you have never bothered to go and buy land, check the land in the village? You are told that there were guys who have come to your land. 12 years later, they go to court and take your land. Have you bought land yourself in Kitengela, in Ruai, in Kisumu, and you're paid fully, but you have not gone and taken possession of that land? The land is still vacant. Some people have walked there, they are grazing their cows there, and after 12 years, they go up to the High Court and take up that land. Lastly, you have bought land. Have you fenced that land? Have you taken possession? What does the law talk about taking possession? Are you aware that possession, if you go and dig up a pit latrine, that is possession? If you go and put a dog's kennel, that is possession. So welcome to Court Explainer. We are looking at what the law provides when we deal with adverse possession. The law in Section 7 talks about that. Section 13 talks about that a right of action to recover land does not accrue unless the land is in possession of some person in whose favor the period of limitation can run, into brackets, which possession in this act referred to as adverse possession. Section 38 provides as follows: that where a person claims to have become entitled by adverse possession to land registered under any of the acts cited in Section 37, or land comprised in a lease registered under any of those acts, he may apply to the High Court for an order that he be registered as the proprietor of the land or lease in place of the person then registered as a proprietor of the land. What is the interpretation of that law? First, the land is not owned by that person. Then this person comes in and takes that land by force. What does that law mean? One, he was not allowed to take over that land. That is the most critical issue. Failure to chase that person out of your land. If he stays there for 12 years continuously without you chasing that person, that person will take your land. Number two, if this person was your tenant and he was paying rent, he stopped paying rent, you never evicted that person from that land. He continued to stay there. The lease for rent expired. If he stays there for 12 years, he will go to the High Court and get that land given to him. Free. This person was your worker. You chased him. You sacked him. The agreement between you and him ends. He comes back or refuses to go, and you leave him there or her there for 12 years. That person will claim that land to be his. In a very controversial case, which we are looking at today in the Court of Appeal, that is the case of Mwalimu and 6 others versus Halal and another. It's a civil appeal E036 of 2023-2025, reported in the KLR report. This is a matter that went to the Court of Appeal, where the decision was given by 3 judges: Justice Lady Murgor, Justice Laibuta, Justice Lady Ngenye Machare. In this judgment, this is the latest decision coming from the Court of Appeal. In this judgment, the judges have now settled the following issues. 1, that it is not only to show that 12 years have ended. I know most people were celebrating that Omari has said that if you stay in that land for 12 years, you'll get that land. There are conditions for you to succeed to get adverse possession. What are the conditions? Number 1, we have said 12 years. But what are the conditions within those 12 years? 1, it must be borne in mind, though, that the occupation beyond the limit of 12 years does not itself guarantee success in a claim for adverse possession. This 12 years is not just a guarantee. What must you do? The judges said the adverse possession must prove non-permissive, that this person was not permitted to stay there. The burden is for you, who is saying, Omari's land, me have stayed in Omari's land for 12 years, and Omari I am applying for adverse possession. You must prove that Omari never gave you permission. Number 2, there was no non-consensual agreement. Did you agree? Were you given consent? If there is consent, one cannot get adverse possession. But if he proves that there was no consent, 3, 1, the occupation must be open. What does that mean? During the day and during the night. You don't escape to somebody's land at night when he's asleep and you say you are in occupation. When he wakes up, you have disappeared. So you must be actually there during the day, during the weekend, during the national holiday, during Christmas. You must be seen there in occupation of that land openly. 4, it must be notorious. Not only the owner knowing, but everybody around knowing that there is a squatter here, there is a person here who was coming. 5, it must be an exclusive possession. Not you are there today, Tomorrow you leave, Cyrus comes and takes possession for 1 year. Cyrus leaves, Vivian comes after 1 year, stays there. It must be you exclusively staying on that land for 12 continuous years. And the land in question, you must be there for 12 continuous years. So, if you allow somebody in your land to stay like that, that person will walk to court and take over your land. Then the question is that person a licensee? What do we mean by a licensee? A licensee is somebody who has been permitted to use that land. You become a licensee. For example, the land is not yours, but your brother goes to the US to become a Marine, or he goes to Haiti as a policeman, or he goes out of the country, or he's in Nairobi. He tells you as a young sister, or a young brother, or an aunt, that you continue using my land because me am held elsewhere. The day I will come, I'll take over, but for now, you continue using that land. Some of the brothers are rich. Some of the sisters are rich. They give their land to their poor brothers, poor sisters, poor aunties to use to educate their children. Auntie, una watoto ngapi shule? 6. Haya, endelea kuchuna hiyo chai, someshea watoto wako. 15 years, that auntie continues to take that land. Can that auntie go to court and say, now, this land is mine? The court will not grant that. That person, that aunt, is a licensee. She was allowed to use that land, and therefore she cannot claim that she is a licensee. 3. The land must be owned by the person who you are claiming adverse possession. That person must be the owner of the land. What does this mean? Some lands have not gone for succession. A great-grandfather died. The property has not been transferred from the grandfather's name. It is still in the grandfather's name. The children of that grandfather failed to do succession. When you come and take over that land and stay there for 12 years, then you go for adverse possession. Adverse possession is only against somebody who is alive, who knows that you are there, who has seen you there, not somebody who has died. And that is why there is no limitation in succession. Those ones who have taken possession of land of succession, you are wasting your time. Another issue about adverse possession is that there are people who today are going to lose land because of not following the following simple things that we have taught you today. What are they? As an investor, follow these tips. My friends who are in America, the diaspora, you have bought land. Follow this. You have never followed this thing. 1, once you buy land, you must take vacant possession. You must take possession. How does the law define taking up possession? You put a structure, whether it is a structure worth 5,000 shillings. 2, you put a fence, whether it is a permanent wall, whether it's a small kienyeji fence, that is possession. 3, you must continuously be visiting that land so that anybody there can be told, we know the owner comes here every year once or every year twice. So visiting the land shows that you are active. 4, you must put that land into some use. Anything, either farming, either anything like that, you must put that land into some use. 5, you must put some beacons. When that land you have bought, you must put some beacons by a surveyor so that the beacons will identify that that land belongs to you. 6, if you are away, you put a warning, ilani, that says this land is not available for sale, or any encroachment on this land will be prosecuted. So you need to put a poster, a banner, or a billboard showing that that land, the owner is there. Next, you must pay fully. That is what is called consideration. Many people have not paid their land. They paid halfway, they went away. After 30 years, they are coming back. Lastly, for those who are bought from land buying companies, remember, you need to take possession of your land so that that land cannot be swapped to any other person. So today, you have now land that your land can go, your family land can go by virtue of adverse possession. I have said adverse possession is when somebody, either a squatter, somebody who is not the owner of the land, comes and takes up your land for 12 continuous years, and that person can go to the High Court and ask for that land to become an owner. Can somebody take government land by virtue of saying he says adverse possession? No. Adverse possession, you can never take government land. So those people who are squatting on government land, whether you stay there for 100 years, the government will come and take back its land. Adverse possession is purely against a private person. So that is why we have taught you today to understand the concept of adverse possession. Wakili Danstan Omari, always bringing it to you as the law says. See you in the other episode. As we promised, we shall be bringing you all that the law talks about in Court Explainer. Court Helicopter Explainer wishes you a happy and prosperous New Year. Thank you.